What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Southpaw's Tales from the Bar Stool. I am the founder and host, JD Tierney, and to my right, as always, is the beauty and the brains of this whole shindig. Kat, go ahead and say hi.
I am the beauty, but I don't do any freaking thing about setting up. So I would say you're the brains, babe.
I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot.
Hey, just take it, man. That's the first time anyone's told you that your whole life. Like, just take it.
I accept your compliment. So before we get going, if you haven't before, please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and make sure that you give them permission to see your name, so we can see your name. It just helps us out when we're dealing with the comments, because we love getting y'all's interaction. We love bringing your comments on screen. Sometimes y'all spur where we go next.
I'm waiting for JD to tell those who don't to go fuck themselves because he does it every episode.
So yeah, if you don't go to StreamYard.com/Facebook right now, you can go fuck yourself.
There we are.
Proper like I want you to bend it over. I want you to do yoga to make sure it's done proper.
Yoga. Yeah, stretch. You don't want to pull something.
So we have an Air Force veteran, Meghann Trapp, coming on here shortly. But before we do that, hey, Mark, yeah, I can see you. We have some people already chiming in. It's great to see you guys. We'll be bringing Meghann on here shortly. Tonight we're going to be doing some wines, which is why we have wine glasses, because I'm not going to drink anything else out of them.
Go figure.
Yeah. We're doing some Texas wines tonight.
Do you have the wine bottle opener?
I do have the wine bottle opener.
Okay, good.
So the first one we're going to do is actually one of Kat's go-tos.
They both are. These are my top two faves. These are my go-to wines. And we're going to start with the Yellow Rose. So this is Landon Winery's Yellow Rose Sweet White Wine, and it is 11% ABV. From Texas, of course. Both of them are from Texas. This one's from Greenville, Texas. And the reason we're doing this first is this is my second favorite. My first favorite we're going to do next. This one tastes like a white gummy bear.
Actually, the only reason I'm doing this one first
really does.
is because I don't want to have to deal with this mid-show when we're doing the second bottle. And the other one just has a twist off top. So it's easy. And I'm lazy and I don't want to do it twice.
And he dances.
So I haven't had this before, or maybe she's given me like a sip of it before, but
yeah, I don't think you tried either one of these. Like maybe you've taken a sip of this one because it tastes like a gummy bear and you like gummy bears, but yeah, it legitimately tastes like a gummy bear.
If you have not gone to Amazon and checked out the reviews of Haribo's sugar-free, it has to be the sugar-free gummy bears.
Shit themselves.
I'm
amazing.
I'm giving you a godsend. This is a gift. Make sure you go and check out the reviews for the sugar-free gummy bears.
Yes.
All right, let me try this and let's get a little review here.
Little review.
So I'm going to preface this with I am not a wine drinker. Generally, I think wine is just but it's actually tolerable. And for me, saying wine is tolerable, it's got to be pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's like gummy bears and apple juice had a really naughty, sexy baby. Okay, that sounds weird. You know what I mean, though? Like they combined and
it's actually not bad. I can actually drink it, and it goes really good with the tacos we had earlier because I still have that.
Had
taste
it in your teeth.
Yeah,
you're like.
Because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear.
But let me try some of that. Let's
like a baby bird.
Okay, now you do
That's what y'all signed up for, buddy.
Now you do it. Here. Okay, that was really disturbing.
Yeah.
I actually think I got some of your beard hair in my lip gloss. So I'll be flossing with that here after a little bit. So
let's go ahead and get to these sponsors here so we can bring Meghann on.
Super.
Our first sponsor is 5x5 Brewing. It's battle-born and Texas-made, veteran-owned brewing company based in Mission, Texas, co-founded by Army vet George Rice. With beers like the 40-millimeter Stout, the Brunette Bombshell, and Fubar, it's no surprise this brewery is taking over the Texas markets from the Valley to the Coastal Bend. Ask your local bar, restaurant, or grocer to start carrying 5x5 Brewing Company today. You can get more information about them at 5x5brewing.com. Facebook.com/5x5brewing. Call them directly at 956-445-5421, or you can email them at info@5x5brewing.com. And their shit is amazing. We've been drinking it for years before they were our sponsors, which is why we approached them to be one of our sponsors. So You want to get the next one?
Abso-stinkin-lutely. I am going to do the Legion of Loan Officers, founded by Air Force Security Forces veteran Nick Carpenter. Hey, Nick. Love that beard. The Legion of Loan Officers is America's mastermind for smart mortgage professionals, where you can learn to attract 10 realtors you love working with. Get your free copy of Nick's book, The Loan Officer Strategy Guide, at loanofficerstrategyguide.com. Just pay a small shipping and handling fee, and go to www.facebook.com/Legion of Loan Officers. Boom.
Boom. And Meghann, before the show, we were talking about one of the guests that's from Colorado. That was Nick.
That's him.
Yeah. Our next sponsor is OMOG Construction, which was founded by Marine vet Seth Knox and Matt Anders. They're general contractors serving the greater Houston area with a focus on concrete. No job too big or too small. From residential to commercial and industrial foundations and pads, OMOG Construction has you covered. You can find them at omogco.com. That's omagco.com. Facebook.com/OMOGCO. Instagram OMOGCO.
Maybe it's Omoko.
I don't know. But OMOG stands for One Mexican, One Wedo, and Wedo is Spanish slang for white boy. So that's what it stands for.
Boom. I'm going to do boom after everyone.
Boom.
Next is the Veteran Talk Show with Ryan Smeltz. A soldier, an airman, and a Marine walk into a room. Veteran Talk Show is the punchline. Veteran Talk Show is more about the veterans on the show than the ones who watch it. An unorthodox version of therapy. They talk about things with each other they've never told anyone else, at least until now, working to support sexual harassment victims, assault prevention, and stopping veteran suicide. They maintain a resources page on the website, including Richard Kaufman, who we've had on the show, his book, A Hero's Journey. Come watch the organized chaos at www.veterantalkshow.com or facebook.com/Veteran Talk Show.
Telling you right now, whether you are a veteran or not, you need to go check them out. Within 3 seconds, I was almost throwing up by puking.
Ryan wipes standing up. Yeah. I'm going to bring it up every time.
He's a standard wiper.
He's a standard wiper. Shame.
Fucking
for
weirdo.
shame. For shame. All 7 foot tall, you bastard.
Our last sponsor for this episode is Pirates Coast Realty Group with Wendy Johnson. If you're buying, selling, or leasing in the Texas Coastal Bend, give Wendy, the Pirate Girl, a call and she will find your treasure. Whether you're looking to find your dream home on the beach or a buccaneer to buy your empty crow's nest, Pirates Coast Realty Group gets you the gold. You can find her at facebook.com/thatpirategirl. That Pirate Girl 247. That's that Pirate Girl 24/7 at gmail.com. Or you can give her a call at 361-205-2048. And that is the smoothest we've ever gotten through the sponsors. It only took 20 fucking episodes, but we got it.
Yeah. Winning at life, people. Just saying.
So without further ado, we are going to bring on our guest, Miss Meghann Trapp. Welcome.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, how's it going? I was gonna say, hey, it went smoothly because you're drinking the wine. That's why.
Yeah,
and because we're pre-gamed.
Everything's smoother with wine.
Anytime we pre-game, it goes a little bit better.
JD's jiggly bits and everything. They're all smoother with
they're
wine.
They're not jiggly bits. they're dangly bits.
Oh, they're jiggly too. They're jiggly bits.
Oh man,
my belly's jiggly, but those are dangly.
They both fit both of those categories.
But I digress. So everybody, I do see y'all's comments that are questioning it. I thank you for doing what you were told to do and go to FaceYard. StreamYard.com/Facebook.
What's wrong with you?
I don't fucking know.
The wine gives them a stroke. Now we know.
So Meghann, I'm just going to do a little intro and then I'll let you do everything else after that. But you're an Air Force veteran. You were a firefighter. You are, I can't remember what the letters are, but you're a master at something, and I'll let you deal with that. And
this is your 3 minutes to brag about yourself, Meghann.
Tell us all about yourself in a nutshell. Here you go.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I am super excited to be here with you guys. So I was a firefighter in Colorado before I joined the Air Force. And then when I joined the Air Force, continued that as a firefighter, stationed in Italy, South Carolina, been all over the world, loved what I did. Then I went to AirVac. I was on an air medical evacuation crew. And after my assault and some things that happened in the military and unfortunate events, I found my way to NLP, became an NLP master practitioner. So very similar to what Tony Robbins does, very much mindset and growth and personal growth and development. So now I'm here. Here I am.
And then you're also a physical coach as well, right?
Yes.
From what I
Yep.
read, which is where you got the name, the Deadlift Diva.
Yeah,
So you
my
do
business
deadlifting?
started with, deadlifting is like it's my thing. I've had some injuries, like flare up with injuries in the last year, but my PR on deadlift is 350, but the end of this year, I am going to hit 400. That is my goal for
Holy
this year.
crap.
I can't even do 3.
Like 300 or just 3?
No, just 3.
Just 3.
I don't want to
He's
brag
like,
or
the
anything,
bar.
but I worked out with 10-pound weights this morning, so I think our goals are a little different.
You know, I'm trying to cut weight. I'm losing, not bulking.
I'm losing them.
And when does that begin?
The only time I'm bulking is when like you see me eating Oreos. Like I'm bulking. That's what it is. I can eat what I want.
Oh my God! I swear to God, I knew it was you. I knew it was you who ate my Oreos. You son of a bitch.
It happens.
Okay, look, I have lived on a diet for 2 stinking years, and one thing I have is Oreos hidden in a cabinet. For some reason, they keep going missing.
Hey, I bought you the
You bought me the Walmart brand Oreos.
and they were
Those don't
sugar free.
count.
Oh, they're sugar free. Were they like the gummy bears?
Yeah.
No, they were
Yeah.
they were horrible.
They
Like, I
tasted
think they're
you
still in the
take
cabinet.
Oreos and dirt, and you mix them together, and you bake them again.
They're so bad we can't even pawn them off on the kids.
True. The kids were like, "Oh, no thanks."
Yeah, thanks, no.
You know they're bad if they won't eat them.
Exactly.
They're
Like,
like,
I'll just crumble them on your ice cream. I don't want ice cream tonight. Like, oh shit, that's real bad.
So what are you drinking tonight?
what am I drinking?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm actually mixing it up. I have coffee and one thing. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee this late usually either, because it's 9:12 here. And I'm like, I'm going to be up all night now because I'm drinking. We were talking about coffee earlier, right? When we were talking about being in Italy and cappuccinos. And I was like, coffee. So I added that to the mix. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. I'm not.
And
gonna
Malbec.
complain.
because you can drink coffee and go to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, Meghann,
Yeah,
I feel
coffee-
you.
Thank you. If it's a good coffee, a good quality coffee, there's no way.
No, not at all.
I don't care how
Nope.
high your tolerance is. Yeah.
The only
Exactly.
one that gets me, and this is a shameless plug because I absolutely love his coffee, but Third Day Coffee, Seguin.
There's a high cap in there.
There's
You're
a
like,
high calf that I can generally drink a full pot of coffee and I'm good to go. It doesn't even
Holy.
raise my blood pressure.
so
But this stuff, it brews, it looks like tea.
It
And I'm like, I
does.
thought I brewed it wrong.
it does.
And I drank 2 of the small, like 8-ounce coffee
Mhm.
mugs, like a regular coffee mug. And I was like, just shaking.
So,
I thought I was like Michael J. Fox.
I
It was
did
crazy.
a pre-workout. I did the C4s. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
That stuff is so bad. It's so bad for you.
It is. It's terrible. It's awful. So I drank one and went
I
to
love 'em.
Muay Thai, came home and drank the high calf coffee. And I'm pretty sure I was moving so fast I could see myself walking past me.
She could hear the colors.
Who the
She's like, and then I went to the hospital because I was having a heart attack. No.
I'm like, am I supposed to be able to see my chest in my heart in my feet? Because it's weird.
I know, I'm like, the fact that you did C4 and then I'm like, whew, that's
Yeah. I was like halfway through my coffee before I was like, I can't catch my breath.
I
Holy
drank
shit.
I drank 2 C4s yesterday.
I was like, my heart felt like a hummingbird.
2.
Are you crazy?
My
yeah.
body built up tolerance to that shit really quick.
Yeah, we drink all of the bad stuff. Like we drink all of the energy drinks. We got stuck. One of our friends got us hooked on those ghost ones. So
They taste just like what was that candy? The
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids.
They taste like Sour
Oh
Patch
my gosh.
Kids. Yeah, Sour Heads or whatever they are. They've got a sour watermelon wine. It's pretty good. I know they're terrible for you. They got all this crap in them.
Yeah. Mhm. They
Yeah.
do.
They got
I
so
won't-
much shit.
I won't tell you about some of the calls we've been on with people drinking, especially military members, where they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna chew and drink coffee and energy drinks," and I'm like, "Cool." And now you have to go to the hospital.
Like I
And
mean,
and
They're like, "I don't know what's wrong with me." I'm like, Yeah, me neither.
Well, your heart rate's going at 300, so that might be a problem.
Maybe it was the things you drank.
It's a way of life. It's
It's a way of life.
You're not gonna vagal out of that, dude. There's no fucking way. Like,
shit, when I was doing
You
convoy
will.
security, I would
You
actually,
will, but you'll die.
I would
hold your
dip,
nose, bear down.
I would dip the coffee grinds from the MREs, just like tobacco, just right up in my lip, because that was the only way to stay awake.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit,
Well,
dude.
yeah, if you're on convoys and I get it. I mean, I've, fire department, like you're working my contract job, I think I worked 75 days straight in a row because there was no limit on us because we were so understaffed at the time. I mean, my paycheck was insane, my first paycheck, but I literally worked 75 days straight.
Oh shit. Yeah. Wow.
What could
I mean, I
possibly
wasn't-
go wrong?
That sounds like the medical field right now. Yeah. It's like,
I mean, I wasn't, up that whole time, obviously, but still, like there were.
Was that contract? Was that a military contract or was that a civilian contract?
Yeah, it's a civilian contract, but I was able to. I got permit at the time. I was with my guard unit, and so I got permission to leave because obviously I had to take a year off, and I went to the Marshall Islands and worked as a firefighter EMT down there, and it was awesome because I'm on this insanely beautiful island in the middle of nowhere, though.
So I'm only asking because I'm retarded. But where are the Marshall Islands?
So yeah, most people don't know actually. The Bikini Atoll. SpongeBob, like the Bikini Atoll. It's based off that, like the actual Bikini Atoll. Yeah. So it's cool because. Oh, sorry. What's that?
no, I was gonna ask you. So you just wound up working the whole time? Didn't get to enjoy it?
No, I did, but I mean, when I was first, because you're firefighters, you get to work overtime, you get more money. So my first 2.5 months there, I did not take a day off because they were like, "Oh, you want overtime?" I was like, "Screw it, yeah, let's go." But on my days off, yes, like I finally got. I mean, you can scuba dive. You have all the world, like all the sunken submarines there from World War II. There's so much history there; it's insane. And like just there's all the sites from where. I don't know if you've seen the movie Unbroken with the guy that was a Zamperini, where he's
Yeah.
His plane crashed there, and then they were taken hostage by the Japanese, and so there was Marines that were beheaded on the island in World War II, and then taken to So it's like
I need to watch that again.
It's an amazing place to go to. It's absolutely incredible, but pretty wild when you think about. There's just like crap thrown off the end of the island because in the 50s and 60s, like. There was no EPA. They just shoved it all in the ocean. So there's like giant motors to submarines on the end of the island. And I'm like,
it's even more recent than that because when I was
definitely more recent.
I was like 13 or 14 years old. I had the opportunity to do what's called a Tiger Cruise, where I actually got to ride on an aircraft carrier from Hawaii to San Diego. It was 7 days, and it's it's the last leg of their deployment cruise, whatever the fuck the Navy people call it. In those 7 days, by the way, is when I decided I would never join the fucking Navy.
Right.
No,
thank you. I don't want to be on a ship like that.
But we're in the middle of the ocean, between Hawaii and San Diego, California, and people they actually have a time and a place where they're just dumping all this shit off the side, like CD players and just whatever it is, just like didn't matter, just boop, there it goes.
So
right off the side.
on the Marshall Islands, are like, don't go to that side of the island. You'll grow a tail or an extra toe or something.
Well, what's insane is that they're like, oh, it's safe, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like I don't want to risk that. I'm sorry, but they were literally testing nukes and like hello, radiation everywhere, and then they claim it's safe. No.
Yeah,
there's no way.
It's
There's
not
just
litter.
no way.
I mean, the whole world has this many birth defects, right? You're like,
we're not littering. We're creating
no, they don't.
A home
we're creating
for the fish.
fake reefs.
Right.
You're like, well, my fish has legs, so that's fine.
Yeah, no, there's several people that they say if you do more than 5 years on that island, which a lot of them do, and they actually like. There's some weird people down there where I'm like, you should probably go back to civilization because I'm like, because you're literally in the middle of nowhere. We don't even have vehicles. You ride a bicycle everywhere on that island. The only vehicles were our fire trucks and like a couple police cars.
That actually sounds like fun though.
It is fun, but like you go crazy after a while. I was like, get me off this island.
Vote me off the island. Put my lamp out. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we on the way, I can't remember which. I think it was when we were going to Kosovo. I think it was that one where we landed in the Azores for refuel and restocking, everything like that. And we were taxiing to take off. And as it's turning, the front landing gear breaks. And the whole front of the
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
so C-117 that's supposed to have 3 legs is riding on 2. So we had a nice little vacation in the Azores, and it was absolutely gorgeous there. I mean, it was a blessing that our piece of shit plane broke down, because I got tired. Because
babe, it broke down on the ground. That would have had a completely different ending if it broke down like
lost. He's like,
actually coming back from that same deployment, when we're leaving country, the C-130 that we're riding on, the back hatch wouldn't close all the way.
Oh shit!
So it was open a couple of feet the whole ride to Germany.
So you're gonna
and
have
we're
to
flying at like half speed and half altitude.
Everybody wear your parachutes. I'm not saying you're gonna need them. I'm just saying wear them.
Wait, you had a parachute?
Right.
We didn't have parachutes. There was no parachutes.
Like, we're
You're
out.
just holding
we're
onto
out.
a rope.
There's no parachutes.
Hold on to the rope. Okay.
It's the line for, jumping out the back, like the troop, whatever the hell.
Yes.
He's got one hand on it. I'm alive.
So every C-130 on this planet can suck my dangly bits.
Yeah, we are. That's what our
except for Fat Albert. Fat Albert is fucking rad. Have you seen Fat Albert has rockets attached to the side of it, so it can do a completely vertical launch where it's going like this and it goes straight up 90 degrees. It has like 4 rockets on either side, and it has like a mini guns attached to the sides.
How would I see that?
He's like, have you seen that? Yeah. No, I've seen some pretty, I would say between fire department and air vac, I've seen some pretty insane aircraft. And yeah, some of those things you're just like, cool stuff.
You're like taking it home with me.
Yeah,
so
right. I'm like, I read that.
Gotta lock my airplane.
So you said you were in Italy at one point, right?
Oh man, yes, that was my first duty station right out of tech school. I got Aviano Air Base, Italy.
Dang.
So did you go did you go in like right out of high school? So you were like 18, 19 when you got there?
Nope. I was a firefighter for 3 years before I joined really late. I was actually like, at the time, cutoff age for active duty in the Air Force was 28, and I came in at 27 and a half.
Oh, you were ancient by basic training standards.
Yeah. Right. So like, in fact, that was like the running joke. They're like, Trapp, you're so old and you're a girl. But mind you, I was only female. So I'm like, okay, well, why aren't you kicking my ass out here? And I'm making you guys look ridiculous. And if I'm so old and so weak, like,
yeah.
So
yeah.
What's the most fucked up thing you did in Italy?
Oh,
You're out now. You're out now.
Yeah. Tell us.
One? No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, tell us your eat, pray, love, crazy bitch stories. We want to hear.
Like bad or like crazy, like wild, like
wild.
All the above.
Go wild or just bad.
Man, I have,
tell us bad. What comes
I
to
have
mind?
Several stories. Like, okay, so you have to understand, clubs in Europe and Italy are open till 6, 7 a.m. at least. So you're coming from, here we are Americans, right? So me and all the single guys would always party together. I mean, sometimes the married guys would come with us if they go out, but usually it's all the single firefighters on our shift. And we were wild. As hard as we worked, we played even harder because, firefighters, right? So
my dad's a firefighter, so
yeah,
I get
so
it.
Yeah. So every weekend it was like how literally the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
Because we all pitched in and we rented a beach house every summer. So me and all the single guys were like, yeah, man, we're gonna have this. And the beach was like 45 minutes from Aviano. So we rent this sweet ass apartment / beach house from May to October.
Oh,
and yeah, stupid because we're like up there. We would literally get off shift at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 8 a.m. So people always thought we were like the biggest alcoholics. I'm like, do you have a beer after you get off work? Do you have a drink? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, you get off at 4, 5 o'clock. Just because we got off at 8 o'clock and we're drinking doesn't mean that we're alcoholics.
Oh, yeah.
I worked mids my entire time.
I was about to say, I worked nights for 12.
Yeah, we would be at the class 6 at 6:30 in the morning and getting a case of beer.
Right.
Margaritas in the morning. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yes. Margarita mornings. I love it. So we would we'd okay, go to the shop at, or no, we'd go home. We'd say, all right, meet back at the shop at 9, 10 o'clock, depending upon all right, meet back here. We'll get all our shit and we'll drive up to the beach house. And that's what we did. So we get all our crap loaded up, go to the beach house, and we would just literally drink all day on the beach. And then we'd go back to the beach house, get ready, and go to dinner or whatever, and then go out for the night. So we'd like pregame at like 7 p.m. because we're Americans, right? That's like 7, 8 p.m. where you're like, okay, let's have some drinks. Well, the clubs there don't open until like midnight. So
They don't even open until midnight? Oh, shit.
no.
Damn.
So you're like, all right, let's pregame for 4 hours. Cool, you know.
Shit. No, I would only pregame. I can't hang like that anymore. I'll
And
be
we
tired for like 7 days after that. Fuck.
Yeah, and that was every weekend. We'd party till like 6 in the morning, then we'd show up to freaking work. We'd have to work at 24. We'd roll into roll call, and you know, you're not supposed to drink within 8 hours of duty.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't? You
I was
didn't?
armed. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We never drank. Like,
Never.
no.
You would never do that.
And then we'd be doing, they're like, you know, Saturdays especially, they're like, all right, we're gonna do a structural drill on the dorms across the street. And we're like, oh, dude. So we train like real, I mean, full bunker gear. We're pulling hoses, dummies, everything. I mean, we are like running around like a bunch of crazy people. These assholes are sleeping. These kids are passed out, you know, because they're in the dorms and we're like jacking shit up, you know. And I mean, get done with the exercise. I see some of my brother firefighters, they'd like pull off their stuff. They'd be puking all over the grass. And
Yeah, I was about to say I'd be puking. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I met you when I did, because I had no skill at pulling hose.
Liar.
So stupid. We actually have a question for you from somebody. So, Chaz asks, how do you keep people you're training in the groove with all the distractions of life?
Okay, that's a good question.
Ooh, that is deep,
he mean
Chaz.
training. So is he talking more like physical, like in the gym, or
he's probably
cover the both of
talking about the mental and the physical.
Mental,
yeah, I
okay.
mean it's all kind of one, right?
Yeah.
Can't have one without the other.
Very true, because you have, you know, in NLP we have what's called the pillars of life. You got physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. Yeah, they're all tied in. So really, I'll address physical first, like gym, nutrition, all of that, because it ties in. The biggest thing, and I hear that a lot. I always heard that a lot when I was training, and even for myself, right? Like there's some days where you're just like, man, I really don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to train. What do I want to do? I could watch Netflix, you know, right?
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. To me, it's always what's going to be I don't like to say consequence, because then you kind of put yourself in a either or, but what's going to be the outcome if I don't go? Like what am I sacrificing if I'm not going? And what is that? Like, this is my goal. That means I have to do whatever it takes to get to that goal, whether it's like for me, hitting 400 on a deadlift, right? Well, I know that I have to be in there training. I have to be doing certain stuff. So I can't sacrifice that. And if I do, then yeah, the result is not going to be my end goal and hitting that goal that I am achieving or that I want to achieve. So I like to do in NLP. This is amazing because I've learned so many techniques on how to be highly motivated and how to do self-hypnosis and meditation. So it comes with that stuff too, like really learning how to develop your mind and knowing what is going to keep that fire lit under you, you know, keep that motivation of, okay, what do I have to go do and accomplish it to reach my goal? Because without it, it's easy. Even me as a coach, it's easy for me to procrastinate, because then I'm like, I'm going to avoid this. I don't want to do that. I'd rather, you know, I'm going to go to the post office or, like I said, watch Netflix, you know? So
yeah. Well, I want the damn cheeseburger.
Well, yeah. The gym that we go to actually shut down for a few weeks because the owner and one of the coaches caught the COVID. So they shut everything down. They didn't have to. They just did it so they could sterilize everything, sanitize everything.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There were a couple other people that weren't feeling 100%. So they're like, hey, everybody just take, a week and a half off and we'll come back. So, of course, when you don't have the gym to go to, you start just watching Netflix.
Okay, look.
Shit. So let me finish this.
Yeah, but this is the thing. He got on to me the other day because I was like, well, I got to go to bed. I know it's 8:30, but I got to go to bed because I want to wake up at 4:30 or 4 and wake up and work out before I go to work.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm like, yeah, but I have goals and I'm going to reach my mother freaking goals. That's what's going to happen. And 4 sucks. I don't care why you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. It blows.
I can't do anything at 4 a.m.
Okay.
I can't. After the military, I'm like, hell no. I will
Unless I'm still awake at 4 a.m., there's nothing that's going to happen.
But I got goals.
But what I ended up doing is my oldest son is he's in 8th grade. He plays football, and he was trying to get back in shape because he took the whole summer off and didn't do shit. So what we did is we were just playing movies on Netflix or Prime, and I've got a boxing timer on my phone. So we do like 3 or 4 minute circuits with 1 minute breaks between with various exercises. So we're watching a movie, still doing the whole Netflix lazy thing, but working out while being entertained. So it was something to at least do some kind of physical shit. Because I was becoming a fat ass real quick.
Well, no, I like that you bring that up because I think all of us got impacted. I mean, well, I don't know anyone who hasn't been impacted by COVID, right? Especially when shit shut down. It was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go crazy. And it was, I mean, I could, there was a couple days and a couple times when I'm like, oh, I don't have a squat rack and I don't have this, like, right. I mean, it's, that's what you are used to. You want that, but it's like, okay, well, I can either make excuses as to why I don't have the equipment that I want, or I can just go knock that shit out and get it done. So using whatever you can use. I mean, I use my weight vest for stuff, and I was using a couch and like doing dips. And I mean, you can literally find anything to do in your house. And then I was filming it because I'm like, if there's people out there that are struggling like me, then maybe this will help them. Like you can literally find anything in your house to use it, even if you have to resort to calisthenics, that's still being physical, or you're getting outside and hiking. Being from Colorado, I was always outdoors. Like, go outside, go for a walk, be in the fresh air. So you just have to ask yourself what's more important. What's the racket in the story that you're telling yourself? Like, well, I don't have this, so I'm not going to work out,
Well, and that's our other gym. We were a part of like one of those commercial gyms or whatever. It shut down because of COVID. So I got Beachbody that I can do from home.
Yeah, a lot of them had the apps, and
so I canceled my gym membership.
And it's so much cheaper.
It taught you, you can do this at home. Like, and then I don't have to go home and shower afterwards. I can do it in my living room. And it turns out we already had enough weights to at least start us off. And then as we could, we bought other. Yeah,
because we've got from like 2 pound to 25 pound dumbbells, and then we've got the different bands with different weight.
The resistance bands.
Yeah. Okay, look.
And then your
ass
fake jump ropes
is on fire. I got one of those. What is it called? The peach ones that's supposed to like help with your booty. So it's
the booty bands. Yeah.
Yes. So it's not even elastic. It's like cloth with like hell underneath it. So then you're trying to like do these like fire hydrants where you're hiking your leg up and like extending your leg, and you're like, mother of fucking shit. And so my ass, like, okay, I have a big ass. It better be defined as hell after that, because I had 2 booty days.
You lost all that weight when you started working out, and I swear to Christ, if you lose that ass, we're gonna have marital problems.
I'm not trying to lose the ass. I'm trying to tone and lift that ass. That's what I'm trying to do.
We got Chaz saying that during when everything was shut down, he was golfing a lot.
Yeah.
I want
Dolpho.
my ass to
you find a way to stay active, right?
Yeah.
Just get out
Dolpho
there
says he picked up disc golf, which is in his words, it's like hiking with a purpose.
Hey,
I have not done disc golf, but I've heard it.
Me neither. Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I can't throw shit.
I want my ass to be so high. You need a balcony to look off of it.
but you're short.
But you're short. Well, it'll be high to midgets. Okay.
Maybe I'll have like a champagne glass or something like that. Hobag, what's her name? Did
Hobag, Kim Kardashian?
Is that her name?
Hobag Kardashian.
Hobag Kardashian.
Yeah. Kardashian is Italian for Hobag.
Armenian for Hobag.
No, it's Italian.
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 Oh my God. It's Armenian for Hobag.
So you
But nice
said
try.
you're from Colorado originally, right? Is what you said?
Yes. Yep.
And from whereabouts?
So Littleton, most people don't know where, well, some people know where that's at. Basically, it's 20 minutes southwest of Denver, just the suburbs of Denver, right on the western front.
So when you
right?
say
I mean,
suburb, is it like you just go through a stoplight and you're from Denver to Littleton? Or is there an
yeah,
actual...
except Denver has like the worst traffic in the country now. So it takes you like 2 hours to go 20 minutes. A 20-minute drive takes you like 2 hours. Like,
oh no, that's Corpus too. Because
no. Corpus is just stupid drivers.
It's bad when you have people from California coming there telling you how bad your traffic is.
Oh wow! No.
Corpus,
I went through LA one time. They can't talk.
No, Corpus is like the equivalent of a 30-year sober AA member because it's always working on itself. And the roads, every fucking road is under construction at some point.
It's very valid. Very
Like,
valid. And no one knows how to drive. They don't.
Yeah.
It's like they open up a Cracker Jack box and are like, oh, there's a driver's license in here.
I will say that, yeah, being in Texas, I'm like, these people cannot drive for shit. Like
everyone, it's Texas. Everyone thinks they own the fucking place.
Yeah,
so
all the cities,
like, my road.
The cities of Texas are horrible. If you're in like most of the rural towns, they're probably much better there because that's when everybody still does the 2-finger wave from the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
everybody you pass gets the 2-finger wave while you're on
and if you know them, they get the whole hand. So yeah, it's a 2-finger wave. Hey, what's up? And then it's hey, babe. Just like the head nods. I acknowledge your existence. What's up, bitch? You know, there's differences. There's differences.
Right.
Dolfo brings up. He said, "Try Houston," talking about the traffic.
Yeah.
And I
Dallas.
ride motorcycles and I've had forever. And I have a gilt back whip, which is that dangly bits that hang off the handlebars up front. And
streamers? No,
you had me at dangly bits.
Houston was the only place that I've actually ever used that get back whip on a vehicle because it kept encroaching on me and I was scared. I would speed up. They would speed up. I'd slow down. They would slow down.
But you haven't driven through Dallas on a motorcycle. Those people are terrible.
Oh,
Dallas
that's by design.
The absolute worst place to drive in the entire world. I'm absolutely convinced. Dallas, you suck.
I will say, after living in Italy, I actually picked up horrid driving habits because those people are straight up psychotic. Like they don't
driving on the left side of it. Do they drive on the left there?
No, they drive on the right side. They just don't. They don't pay attention to the laws. They don't care. Like there's it's like one way, one direction, and they'll drive right in the middle if they're
oh hell
they're
yeah.
just like
so they're part Texan.
Stop signs. And I was on the so I had my car shipped over there. Okay. And I'm driving on the Autostrada, which is like the Autobahn, but it's in Italy, so it's Autostrada. And I was going 100 miles an hour, and this Audi flew past me like I was standing still. And I was like, what?
I drove the Autobahn.
Like, I have a governor on my vehicle. I can't drive him.
Yeah, I'm like, I
can't in Texas.
Cool. my Fiat only does 58. Actually, speaking of vehicles, speed limits, just stupid movie trivia for you. The DeLorean, which everybody knows is a time machine.
It can't go 80, can it?
The DeLorean off the manufacturing floor could not do 88 miles an hour. So for the movie, they had to make a new speedometer for it specifically because it could not go that fast.
Why?
That was hilarious.
Why? What?
Because the DeLorean is a piece of shit, and that's why it was out of business before the movie was even launched.
So you're telling me that the movie was just about increasing the likeness of a DeLorean? What the?
How much money did DeLorean have to pay them?
No, DeLorean was out of business. The DeLorean replaced a refrigerator as the time machine. In the original script, a refrigerator was supposed to be the time machine.
A refrigerator.
Good for you, DeLorean. You're one step up from the fridge.
Yeah, and now after they went bankrupt, they have one of the most recognizable cars in automobile history.
It's a DeLorean.
It's the motherfucking DeLorean, man.
Yeah, thanks, Michael J. Fox. Thanks, Doc Brown.
So, since we're on the subject of DeLoreans, 100 million years ago, when I was a a very green, very new respiratory therapist working in a NICU. My manager came down and was like, yeah, 2 days ago, this happened and that shouldn't have happened. Okay, well, situation dictated that we had a code going on and I couldn't take care of what you wanted me to take care of. Can't do it. Well, you need to do it. Like today, it's already done. No, it needed to be done 2 days ago. You want me to get a time machine and do it 2 days ago? I can't do that. So we were joking around about it afterwards. Like, where's a DeLorean when you need one? So one of the nurses gets on the intercom through the hospital and goes, Dr. Emmett Brown to Nikki, please. Dr. Emmett Brown. And our neonatologist comes running in. Who the fuck is Dr. Emmett Brown? And we were just in the NICU at the nurse's station dying, laughing, dying. We're like,
oh my gosh. That is hilarious because I have a similar story, but a little bit. So, JD, I'm sure you know, like when you get new people in the military, especially new airmen, you mess with them. So you pull all
no hazing is wrong and hazing is not okay.
Shut up.
No, this is
I would
fun.
never
This
participate in any of that.
He hazes our children when they're born. Like, don't listen to him.
So, being firefighters, of course, they all, I mean, you're talking about, people would ask me what it was like working in a fire station as the only female. I'm like, it's like babysitting grown men.
Yeah.
It's like working in a daycare.
Oh, and the probies, forget it.
I think any job with grown men is like babysitting grown men.
Yeah, and
Trust me,
literally,
I'm a grown man.
They all get together and then they get stupid and they act like girls. They're like giggling and like, stupid shit, right? Because they're bored and they're like, oh, let's see. And they always mess with me. Let's see what we can do to Trap today. Yeah, let's piss her off. Like it was just, anyway, so they were always pulling jokes and pranks. That is like the highlight of being a firefighter, right? And so we'd get the new airmen in and we would they don't know shit about shit. I mean, they literally have been in the Air Force for like 5 seconds. So they'd come in and we're like, hey man, why don't you go out? We'd like pick a crash truck. We'd be like, go out to crash 23 and look for the flux capacitor. I said that to this one kid. And this guy looked at me and one of my staff sergeants and he literally was like, what's a flux capacitor? And I'm like, what? You don't know what? And I'm like, Doc Brown, Marty McFly. What? Seriously? He's just like, I was like, out. Get out now. Don't ever come back. Like would never. And he was like,
tell her about the phalanges.
Yeah, I was a SP in the Air Force, and we had a good working relationship with the firefighters there because we were both equally in the suck as far as stateside shit goes. And like we would take our Jeeps or the new guys over to the fire station, and they would get handcuffed to the pole and get water hosed from one of the trucks.
Tell her the phalanges.
And then once they were soaked,
then
they would get covered with flour and eggs.
Oh yeah,
and
we used to do all
mustard
kinds of stuff
and all
like
other
that.
shit like that. Well, another thing we would do is when they were on shift, we would send them over and be like, hey, you need to go to the fire department and talk to whoever the on-duty
Station
EMT
captain.
is or paramedic is and get fallopian tubes for your first aid kit. And they would go and ask for fallopian tubes.
Oh my gosh.
And
you're like,
even there were even females.
Like,
there were even females that fell for this. So
is that what?
I know, right? I'm like, women, you're giving us a bad name.
So apparently,
no one
if you have
takes
between
sex ed
one
anymore?
and if you have between 0 and 2
You
stripes,
had a bad mother if you don't know what fallopian tubes are. Did you not take health class?
That's what I said. Did you not take sex ed? Like, are these
Yeah,
people?
right.
they might have taken it, but I mean,
They were
no
just
child
like-
left behind, right?
Just kidding. They're too busy like
Yeah. Yeah, they're like writing notes to their friends. Oh, well, of course, now they text. I was in the land of texting in high school,
Yeah.
so whatever.
I had a pager in high school. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. Oh.
I thought it was cool as shit because
Love it.
I thought it was cool as shit because I had a custom airbrushed paint job on my pager.
Yeah,
Like-
me too. Like the cool cases you can put on.
Yeah.
And be like, ooh,
I didn't have a pager. I'm so sad.
People are like, you're ancient. I'm like, yeah.
No, but pagers had so much value at one
No.
point that I actually traded a pager for a guitar.
Our niece stayed with us for off and on for years. She would come stay with us for a couple of months here and there, So she said something. She's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's calling." I'm like, "Dude, tell him he's using up your minutes." And she goes, "Excuse me." I'm like, "He's burning through your minutes, girl." And she goes, "Oh my God,
They're unlimited.
we don't buy minutes anymore, Aunt Kat." And I was like, "Oh, well, tell him to call you after 7 when it's free." I don't fucking know. Like, damn it, fuck y'all. Like, fuck you, young kids, and your unlimited fucking minutes.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember. Like, can you call me later because it's not free till 7 p.m. Like,
yeah, if you're gonna text me, you better get the whole fucking conversation
I get
in one
7
text.
texts a month. Don't use this shit. Mister uses 7 texts for 1 paragraph. I'm like, bitch,
my sister is the worst. I love my sister to death. Kathy, if you're watching, I love you, but you are the
love
worst.
you.
About
you suck at texting.
You I think she only sends one sentence at a time.
Yeah.
Even if it could be texted as one
So it's
text.
like 9,000.
If you want to see what an ADD brain looks like, because sometimes her texts come like not in consecutive order. It looks
all
like,
out of order.
oh dear God, I'm gonna have to decipher this. Where's Tom Hanks?
Seeing
Mark, Mark says you had a pager. I had a stone tablet.
Chiseling like.
He goes, "New tablet, who dis?"
It takes him like 20 minutes to chisel it out of the
New stone, who dis?
That's good.
He chisels his dick on it. And she gets the tablet and then holds it up to his dick, and it's like, "I've been dick fished again." God bless it.
That is not true to size.
He's like, "It's perspective because it's on a tablet."
It's zoomed in.
Yes, I zoomed in on it.
Kat?
Yes, my love. Yes, my love.
I love you.
Did you marry out of your league, sweetheart?
Oh yeah. This is the first time I've said that.
I wore this shirt for you.
I didn't even see what shirt are you wearing?
It says "always on vacation," but I'm never on vacation because I work all the time because I work in the medical field and it's fucking COVID. So I didn't know that it was gonna come, that I was sitting so high. So I thought it was going to say "always on." And I was like, JD would be like, "Yeah, she is." But never mind. The vacation wound up showing up. I'll tuck it in my under boob. Here, let me just.
I think the only problem I have with the live streams and the comments is there's such a delay.
There is.
But Mark said it
there?
only took him 2 seconds to draw it.
2 seconds.
Good for you, Mark.
It's like,
good for you.
So real quick, while everybody is catching their breath, I have to make this announcement, especially for anybody that is in or around the Corpus Christi area. It was made official yesterday. Deepwater Productions and Impact Releasing, Vetflix, along with this podcast, have worked our asses off to bring a pre-theatrical release of Narco Sub the movie to Aransas Pass, the movie theater there, Movies Inc. It's locally owned. The owner's father was a World War II vet, and they actually have a World War II bomber fuselage in the theater. It's fucking amazing. I saw it today. It is so cool. But they have covered the cost of all the tickets, the popcorn, and sodas. So it's going to be a free event for any veteran in the area. Yes. We're also getting veteran representation from multiple organizations to show up there. From the Texas Workforce Commission to help unemployed vets find jobs. There's a lot of preference jobs out there for you guys. Mental health, physical health, education benefits. There's gonna be people there for those, as well as other local organizations like the Iraq, Afghanistan Veterans Organization is gonna be there. Those guys are mainly about just drinking beer,
JD bought
barbecuing,
a suit jacket. Because he wants to do it like an honest to goodness, like freaking movie premiere. I get to see my husband in a suit for the first time since our wedding. So don't y'all fucking ruin it for me.
It's a nice fucking jacket too. But Narco Sub the movie was it wasn't completely veteran made, but there was a lot of veteran hands involved with it, from writing, directing, some of the actors. everything else like that. I'm gonna play you guys a trailer real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna have new wine in our glasses that we're gonna tell you about too. So check out this trailer. Don't go anywhere.
The cartel employs what I'm calling now an active evil, which is the worst kind of scumbags, worst kind of people. Sexual slavery, torture, rape, enforced prostitution. You get the picture, right?
An exemplary man. A one-of-a-kind soldier. A faithful husband and caring father. Is that enough to keep him from helping a deadly Colombian drug cartel?
What's wrong? Allison, down! Rebecca.
If you want to see him alive again, there's a van. Get in it.
Your husband.
Take me to my family.
Is he a smart man?
I don't expect you to make this delivery.
And if I don't?
Your wife, your kid, you will watch them die.
Starring Tom Sizemore.
Bruce Stryker is an artist, and blood is his paint, and the cartel is his canvas.
Robert Lasardo.
Let's see if I can adjust your perception in terms of who I really am.
And introducing Tom Vera.
But let me get one thing straight. I will do anything for my family. And if you get in my way, I will kill you.
Daddy can save us. Will he?
Your father's the bravest man I know. And he'll do whatever it takes to come get us. And do you know why?
Because we're family.
Will a man become a criminal to save his family? Narco Sub, rated R.
All right, so that was the trailer for Narco Sub. It'll be at 2:00 at the Movies Inc. Theater in Aransas Pass on Saturday, August 28th.
Yes.
They are shutting down the entire theater for veterans for this. Like, this
for
is the
us.
only movie that's going to be showing. They are.
It is flipping free, y'all. And veterans love free shit.
Yeah, we do love free shit, which leads me kind of to Unop.
Wine.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about this wine
This
real quick.
is the Fiesta Winery. It's called Texas Well Water Wine. All right, let's get Megan back on the screen so that we're not leaving her out.
Oh, that tastes so different after having that other one.
Mm.
It's like
Take
going
a
from
few
one beer.
sips. Take a few sips.
Oh, it tastes good. It tastes
It's like a pixie stick.
A pixie stick.
Try it again.
I'm
Sippy.
trying to think what it tastes like. She's just trying to get me drunk.
I'm in. Did you swirl it? Did you sniff it? No,
Right,
just
did you
fucking
do
drink
the
it.
official?
Nope.
Oh, the aromatic. Oh, I don't know.
I'm not getting drunk. I'm sampling and it's fucking classy, you dick.
So we went to there's this winery that's right down the road in Refugio. It's like between Refugio and Goliad, Texas. And it's called Texas Southwind. And they make a few wines that I, of course, love. They're like fruit based. They get all their fruit from Washington State. It's freaking amazing. So we get this sampler platter, and JD's sitting there like, I'm fucking classy. I'm like fucking all these motherfucking wines. As he's like, fuck is every other word. And I'm like, you just took the classy out of it and turned it ass.
So apparently in her inner monologue and her outer monologue, I'm like white Sam Jackson because I'm motherfucking this and motherfucking that.
That's exactly what you are. You're white chocolate.
Oh yeah, because I'm none of the color but all the flavor. Jesus, that's horrible.
This is
So-
some motherfucking good wine.
So, if anybody that's ever watched this show before knows that we do a few things every single episode, and we're going to go ahead and jump into this one, the unpopular opinion. That's where we discuss our unpop-up. And then get your opinions on it, the people that are watching. put in the comments if you agree, disagree, and why.
Let Meghann
Meghann,
go
we're gonna let
first.
you. Meghann, do you have one?
Of course.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna make a lot of people mad with this one. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love
point.
it. Do it.
Well, I know we discussed this earlier with you guys, and for me, I think rum, whiskey. I don't know. I really haven't had much scotch, but from what I tasted, I think it's shit. Like I think it's awful tasting, and I don't react to it well. Like I get really violent on that stuff. So
And go fuck
Probably a good
yourself.
thing.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We're out of here.
No, fuck you, and you're cool. Because I don't like scotch either. Scotch can go suck its wrinkled.
There's
Jiggly-
only certain
jiggly
scotches
bits.
I can enjoy, and yeah,
like I've tried it
most
with
of them are
mixed
shit.
drinks. I've tried. It's just I don't know. I don't know what
Scotch
it
is like
Like-
the jiggly bits of whiskey.
although
It's like I can fit them in one hand.
although I would say what's even worse than that, actually, that I just thought of is gin. Who the fuck? I'm not
Oh,
sleeping
exactly.
dog. Who
Gin
drinks
sucks.
gin?
I think gin is the only of the main 8 liquors that are in a well at any given time that we have not had on this show.
No, we won't.
Gross.
So I
Right.
literally, I had a bad day, and if I have a extremely bad day, I drink martinis, which I had a few the other night, and
You're
I
like
wound up
8.
waking up hungover for church. I'm like,
Eight.
shit. I filled
Like-
the shaker a couple of times. Anyway, but someone, the waiter goes, "Oh, you wanted a gin martini, right?" And I was like,
Ew.
"You shut your dirty whore mouth! I don't want a gin martini." Like, you
I didn't even know gin martinis were a thing. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
I'm like,
Yeah, you have to
Gin-
specify vodka
martinis are
or
vodka. Like,
I've never had anybody
Yeah,
ask me if I want a gin.
you dumbass.
martini.
No.
No,
Go back
no.
there, get the vodka, and shut your
You
mouth.
say
Like,
martini and people just bring you vodka with olives, you know?
Exactly. And I was like, I want it like super slap your mama dirty with a little bit of sweet vermouth. Like, I've got a way. I like it.
Right.
I would rather.
I want it to like, and then like shove its fist up your mom. Like, that's how dirty I want it.
I would rather drink lumpy milk out of a hobo's butt crack than sip on gin.
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted everybody to have that visual.
On
You are
next week's
welcome.
episode.
Yeah, gin is disgusting. Like
It is. It is gross. No, thank you.
you know, and it was
No.
always like
In Scotch-
Tanqueray.
I do
Scotch
feel
is
personally.
second to that.
I do feel
Yes.
personally attacked though, because whiskey and rum are like my two.
That's what
It's
most guys. I
whiskey
know most
or
guys.
rum.
They're
But,
like,
but more
and they're
spiced
like,
rum
who
than
doesn't
regular
drink
rum.
that shit? Oh, I can't. do
Because
it.
when they
I
scratch
can't.
their balls and smell their hand, it says, "Drink more whiskey," and they think they have to or something. Is that how
I
it
don't know.
works?
I don't get
Yes,
the appeal.
yes.
I don't
My
understand
my
it.
ball sweat talks to me, and it whispers sweet nothings
It
about.
talks to me too.
It's not. It
Jesus.
whispers sweet.
It says, "Well, we can have sex, but you're gonna get some of this famundo on you." And I'm like, "No."
the ligma,
Blah,
yeah, ligma nuts.
blah.
So, what is your unpop op, Cat?
All right, I'm about to make some women mad.
Oh, yay! Oh, you're gonna talk because that's all it
yay.
fucking. That's all I do. And it pisses them off.
Just me. No. Look, feminists out there. Feminists are the biggest judgy bitches in the entire world. They judge other women. They blame men for a lot of stuff, but they also blame women too. Why are you dressing like a slut? If I want to be a hoe, that's my right. I'm a woman. Let me fucking be me. And two, you don't speak for all women, okay? Don't say all women are offended by men doing this. Bitch, no.
No.
You're fucking sensitive. Grow a sack. Get over it. Get your big girl panties on. Feminist, I'm up to here with you, man. I'm up to here with you. I'm all about women's rights. I'm all about supporting women, but I'm about supporting women. I'm about backing them. You want to be a sugar baby? Good for you. Good for you. You do you, woman. You do you. You know, it's not my life. It's not my choices, but my sins are different than yours, but it doesn't make me less. It doesn't make you less. I am all about supporting and empowering women. I think good for you. You do you. You make that money. You rule the world, bitches. But don't tell me you're a feminist and then sit there behind your computer and sit there and judge other women. How fucking dare you?
Speaking of-
And guess what? If they want to be stay-at-home moms, that's their fucking choice too. That doesn't make them less of a woman. So
speaking of women behind their computers, if there's any women watching right now, chime in if you agree, disagree, and why. I want to see it in the comments there. What do you think, Megan?
I was totally agree with Kat because, and I like what you said about, that's part of what I do. That's part of the reason that I became a coach. Not only do I speak out about sexual assault because that's what happened to me in the Air Force, right? Like the shit that I went through is horrendous. And obviously sexual assault happens to more than women. It happens to men too, but the majority of it happens to women. And we're out here. We should be uplifting each other and doing things that are empowering women and as men as well. But we're talking about women in this because that's, what you brought up. Exactly. And feminisms.
Drink another one, Megan.
Her coffee hit her.
I'm like, my heart rate. Just kidding.
I'm like drunk and electrocuted at the same time.
I know CPR. We've got this.
Like a jellyfish. Feminists now are not anything like true feminists that actually got women's votes. We're able to get.
Yeah, it's not the women's suffrage movement.
No, absolutely not. They have gone so far away and so totally insane with it. Like, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. I'm sorry, but there isn't. There is people that make choices to be who they're being and what they're doing. It doesn't mean that masculinity is toxic. Now, there is such a thing between having a balanced masculine and feminine energy, but that doesn't mean it's toxic masculinity. It's just these labels that they put on people.
And what really set me off was the fact that I was reading this article and then actually heard it on the radio. So this is like a worldwide thing now. Some feminist group, like it started with one feminist and now it's turned into this group of feminists, are attacking women who are short. Because how dare you date tall men?
How dare you refuse not to?
Because tall men are only dating you because you are inferior to them and they can bully you. You have never met me, woman. I am 5 foot and my 6 foot husband cannot handle me. Don't talk to me like I'm somehow being overpowered. This guy has wanted to walk, has tapped. Basically, like, can I tag someone in? Like, don't tell me that he can overpower me. That's not, no.
How dare you
now there's
to grow?
Just kidding. Yeah,
but there's a lot involved in this though, because like there are some companies that still pay men more than women. Yes, it's a fact.
Oh,
but
hell yeah.
Is it a systemic issue that it's made out to be? No. There and anybody that's in the military knows now, if there is any traceable amount of alcohol in a female's body and she claims that it's sexual assault, regardless how drunk the dude was at the same time, he's a rapist and she's a victim. There's a double standard there on that, which really pisses me off, because when I was in tech school in the Air Force, I was falsely accused of rape. I was actually pulled off the stage. I was on stage with my parents in the audience getting ready to get my badge and beret, and I was pulled off stage. And 3 days afterwards, the girl recanted, said she made up the whole story, that she felt guilty after the fact.
She had a boyfriend and she cheated on her boyfriend and felt guilty. So she made up the story.
So even though she recanted, I was still under investigation for another 6 weeks. And I never got a graduation. I was finally just literally thrown my badge. Like, here you go. Here's your orders. And so now it's very difficult for me because of that. Like, I know that sexual harassment and sexual assault happens, and it happens, unfortunately, a lot more than anybody wants to believe. Yeah, however, it's very difficult for me to believe you without evidence because of that.
And
I'm being straight honest with it.
I'm not going to say victim, because I survived it and I thrived from it. The same thing. I was actually. So it happened to me. So, and I lived through that, and I actually almost committed suicide after it, because I thought that I was lesser because of what happened to me, because it messed with me so emotionally. If I can be overpowered and this can be taken from me, what am I? What kind of woman am I? Like, what kind of, and it really messes with you psychologically. So I'm from I hate to say survivor standpoint, but from the thriver standpoint. And he's from the person who's falsely accused. So
I And I love that you guys are bringing this up because this is what I do now. Like, this is why I've become so passionate and I mean, my career was destroyed over my assault. I was literally screwed out of everything. 10 years I had in the Air Force. I mean, I was military firefighter of the year.
Because you came
I had
forward with it?
nothing because I was diagnosed with PTSD, MST, and all of a sudden I was a piece of shit. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me right now? My career was literally destroyed. I was called emotionally unstable.
That's an unfortunate issue with a lot of people in the military.
Huge. And they protected my perpetrator. It was a command directed investigation, and they freaking refused to charge him with sexual assault, and he got to retire from the Air Force.
Yeah, I don't.
And I get it.
I think for drugs, they're gonna hammer you for drugs, but anything that's gonna be sexual assault, or false charges like that, whoever the wrong person is usually protected. They get new orders. They get to go somewhere else. They get to, while whoever was the actual victim in the situation has to stick around and have all the hushed whispers and hushed conversations in corners. And rarely do we get this fucking serious on this show.
We don't.
So, but the word victim was brought up.
That's what I was going to touch on because, Kat, I like that because it took me, I went through a very similar story to yours. I mean, I literally almost ended my life over this because I had the rug pulled out from underneath me. I mean, it was all of a sudden I was out and I had nothing. And then that's how I found NLP. And
that's why they call it a fate worse than death. It takes so much from a woman that they don't realize.
And it took me changing. NLP is amazing. It's neuro-linguistic programming, but it literally teaches you even things in the world because we have labels for everything, right? So when you're able to, same thing. I didn't realize, even though, yes, I was a victim because those are the wordage, but I say that now. I'm like, I am thriving and I am a survivor from that. And now I speak out on military bases and I do what I can to coach my clients. And I'm very passionate about working in the military and the veteran community, not only for suicide awareness, but for sexual assault prevention and working with these programs to create change because of the stuff that's out there and the shit that's everywhere. And JD, I like that you brought that up, your story as well. Thank you for sharing that because that, especially Kat, which I'm sure you can attest to this, having been somebody who truly was violated in such a horrid way.
We're labeled as lying.
Well, but more so having women that are falsely accusing somebody pisses me off more than
it does. Me too.
Because it's just slap in the face to people. And it's this is why people don't come forward.
It unvalidates the people that actually went through it. And it makes it
devalidates.
It makes it difficult for people to take somebody at their word when they see
and I
so
did
many
not
cases like
come
that.
forward when it happened to me. I was young and I thought I would be in trouble. Years later, the person who did it to me actually approached JD and I together and apologized for his actions.
And this happened, both of our situations happened before we even knew each other.
Yeah, so and this was 15 years into our relationship that he approached us. Wow. And the fact that he came to me in my face, like I was like,
I wanted to kill him.
You have some fucking nerve, man. He's like, no. Like he, at the time, I guess, justified it in his mind what he was doing. And then his wife was raped. And then he saw the repercussions of those actions
when that stuff happens.
And it woke him up to what he did to me. So years later, after this, recently, I finally came clean to my parents about what happened to me.
And it's been
as a teenager,
20 years, 21 years, something like that since it's happened.
Longer than I can admit, but it's been a long time.
She's a woman of a certain age.
Wow. So there's that. So from thriver and survivor to old bitch. So like put me to the pasture, you bastard.
All right. So I want to move ahead here, but we did use the word victim a few times, which is actually what my unpop op was. My unpopular opinion was I think that veterans as a whole, this is a generalization, not every single veteran, but veterans are probably the largest demographic to play the victim card.
Joseph. Wow.
And it goes as far as a lot of people that are quote unquote 100% disabled and collecting $3,500 a month, and they never, saw anything worth the shit to make them 100% disabled. They're just playing the fucking game to get the
y'all
money.
should all get 100% disability because y'all don't get the benefits you need anyway. You should get something from it.
No, but there's a lot of people that play these victim cards and play the they're the ones that are gonna be the Karens at Applebee's on Veterans Day when they're not getting their fucking free dinner in time.
Damn, JD.
Hey, I'm allowed to say that word. I am a veteran.
God,
I am a veteran.
But there is a lot of them, and
well, it was nice having a podcast, Joe.
but I think that there's a lot of veterans that play the victim card a little more than they should because they just want the free shit.
Well, and you think about it, I mean, yes, and it's everyone though. I mean, but yeah, within our demographic. But you think about this. This is what I've learned. It's about what is the racket that that you run. Like when you think about your perspective and the way that we all think, because when I went through, that's why I changed the way I don't. There are times when I use victim because I'm trying to pull
Illustrate
in
the
people
point.
when I'm
Yes.
sharing my story, but I'm very careful with that because victim is very disempowering, and the way that we speak is not just about what, speaking. It's not about just communicating. It's even our own thoughts and how I perceive things. So what is your story? What is your racket that you're telling yourself? And a lot of people do. I didn't even realize how I had so much of my victim mentality from all the stuff that had happened to me over the years. And that's truly what transformed me into my path now as being a coach and even a fitness coach and everything else, because I was able to say, I'm not a victim. I don't have to let that define who I am anymore. And it's how you speak to yourself, because then that's how you do one thing is how you do another thing. Right. So it's how we speak to each other. And yeah, if you're playing, a lot of us say, oh, I'm not a victim and I'm not this, but you're really playing that victim mentality. We're telling us the bullshit story every single day.
Yeah.
What are you who are you being? Who are you being every day? I mean, that's the most important thing. Who are you choosing to be every single day with your thoughts, your behaviors, and your actions?
Well, I didn't realize how much I held on to that anger until I accepted his apology. And then it was the catalyst that kind of changed my entire mindset. JD will vouch. I was an angry person for years. I didn't trust JD. I mean, this is years into our marriage. I didn't trust him. I didn't trust anyone. I was
married
bitter.
Gollum.
I was angry. I was self-loathing. And for some reason, he loved me anyway. And after that, it was like this eye-opening, like I held on to a lot of anger, and not just with him, with myself, with my parents, with everybody. Yeah. Why did I not get the love my sister got? Like a lot of things that I shouldn't have been holding on to. And it was that instant realization of like, oh shit, man, I've been toxic,
But yeah,
I think
and that's hard to do. That's hard to own your shit. That's the biggest thing that I had to do. And when I transformed, you have to be so vulnerably real with yourself. It takes so much to get to that point, and it's completely sets you free when you do. Because I was the same way. I had so much freaking anger.
Find out so much about yourself when you let it go. You're like, holy shit, this is me. I actually kind of like me. Like, yeah, I'm not fucking perfect, but like once I let it go, like there was some shit that I was like, you know what?
But I think regardless what your background is, if you're rich, poor, black, white, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Everybody has been a victim at some point.
Well, yeah, because
everybody that's watching, everybody that's here,
suffering is part of the human experience.
And everybody's been a victim at some point. It's how you react to that. That's gonna
taxes.
And I'm not gonna say that I'm above reproach on this, because there's been points in my life where I have played the victim card and looked and sought the
comfort.
Oh, you poor boy, bullshit. Because I needed something. I had no clue what it was, but you have to. I don't care what situation you're in. You have to work out of that, or else it's gonna fucking destroy you from the inside out.
Yep.
And there was a point where I almost started a pistol at one point.
And no one's gonna fix you, right?
And like the only person that could fix me was me.
Exactly.
And at 4:15 in the morning, I text I texted the guy that was working at the vet center for the mental health.
Yeah,
At 4:15 in the morning, and I checked myself into counseling for like 2 years after that, and there was a lot more shit that I had to deal with than what I realized.
They
I had
made
to
us
deal
go
with.
to couples counseling, and we were broken.
Okay. Bitter is what I would call like a dark chocolate. What we had was like fucking toilet water.
And so some people have heard me say it. I don't know if I have said it on the show once before. When I've told y'all the anecdote about when I told my niece, if you've never gotten that point in your relationship where it'd be easier to divorce and start over than it would be to make a marriage work, it was that time. When he got to the point where he almost committed suicide, when he went into veterans counseling, they made us go to marriage counseling. At that point, I had basically written off our marriage. And I knew divorce would have been easier. Mm-hmm. Finding someone else to love and marry and starting all over would have been easier. Making our marriage work and putting in the years it took to get our marriage back was so hard.
And we were both toxic.
So
I mean, there was no
yes.
blame. Like we were both fucking.
We were a mess.
Stupid pieces of shit.
We would hit below the belt. Like it was ugly.
Oh yeah, you find that one thing that would like cut the deepest.
So here's his jiggly
right
bits, and here's where I hit below the jigglies. Jiggly.
So
jiggly bits.
While we're on the serious thing, Ryan Smeltz with the Veteran Talk Show. He is another podcast. I don't know if you're in contact with him, but he is one of our sponsors, the Veteran Podcast. And I'm not saying this because they're one of our sponsors, but they deal with a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about. Very upfront, like that's their entire show is based around that. And I want to get you guys in touch too. I would love to see you on that show because what they talk about is just this
super real shit that we just brought up this show. This is
we never get fucking serious. It's always
this has been the realest episode. But it's been good. I mean,
it's good. It's good right? Though, man, because you got you
good.
gotta have that's the thing that I tell people like.
It's where the conversation took us.
Stuff that it's uncomfortable. People don't want to talk about it. And that's the reason why there's still such an issue. But we have to be super uncomfortable with being raw and real and vulnerable because this is life. Like, and it's people. I think they do. It's hard when you have. It's like, ooh, I don't want to talk about that stuff.
But this is, and actually, this is the society we live in. Like, we have 3 sons. Eventually, we're gonna have that conversation with our sons that says, if a girl's had too much to drink, whether she says she wants to or not, don't do it. Even if you want to or not.
I have to figure out conversations to have with them.
And we're gonna have to do this. That is hard.
It is.
And it's a generational thing and a societal thing because my dad would have never even considered having that conversation with me.
Right.
He would have the birds and bees and like, hey, don't do stupid shit. Wrap it if you're gonna tap it. The general shit.
I love your dad.
But my dad was awesome. I miss that man every fucking day.
Because he's so quiet. He'd be like, all right, you got to put the condom on before you.
Why did you just make him sound like Bob Ross?
He
didn't have like. I was his happy little accident, but
he's like a very inappropriate Mr. Rogers, if anything. All right, boys and girls, today we're putting on a condom.
Oh my God. My dad was like 6'1", 215. He died at the age of 63. He was still working as a federal prison guard. He had retired from the state prison.
He was cute.
He worked like death row and would fuck at 63 years old. He was knocking out death row inmates because he was a bad motherfucker.
JD's loud. I'm loud. His dad was quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Man, if you listen to him,
I inherited all his volume.
He was 1, perverted, 2, hilarious. I loved his dad. So people are saying shit, and underneath his brother's like, your mom would do that. And I'm like, whoa, love this man. Oh my God. If JD grows up to be half of that, I am set for life.
Man, I hope I get to be half the man he was. He was a fucking badass. Like he was legit.
A quiet badass. That makes it even better.
Literally, he died at 63. It was a massive stroke, like unforeseen. He was still working. And like 2 weeks before he died, we were slap boxing. And at 63, the man would still fuck me up. And I was in my prime, and he was just fucking fast. Like, piece of shit, stop.
He did boxing in the
Yeah, he boxed in the Navy for a while.
So
yeah.
he was boxing in the Navy. That guy was hardcore.
That's awesome.
He was a fucking whiskey drinking, potato munching Irishman. I mean, what do you expect?
Oh, and we found relatives in Ireland. Maybe we're working on the family tree right now with some potential relatives. So it's getting exciting.
My grandma is like obsessed with. I mean, my family does all the genealogy stuff. It's freaking.
Do
awesome.
you?
Oh,
Where do y'all originate? Do you know?
So we are Irish. On my mom's side, we're Irish, and my grandfather, my mom's dad, our great grandparents immigrated from Serbia. So their village was on the core of their village. Half was in Serbia, half was in Croatia. So my great grandfather actually came over on a boat at 16 from Serbia. So they speak Slavic, and I mean, he used to make his own moonshine. Yeah, like apparently. And my dad's side is Cherokee Indian, German, and Austrian. We're actually related to the Von Trapps, The Sound of Music. Like,
wow,
yeah.
You sound like us. My great grandmother was Cherokee, and we've got a lot of German on my dad's side, and a lot of German on both. My grandmother used to cuss at my grandfather in German, so so flicken Deutsch scheiße. So
yeah, my family all speaks right.
I think my dad's side is Irish and Canadian and Indian, Native American. And then my mom's side is 50% mutt and 50% half breed.
Actually, you
like
got some
Lycan
African,
and no, just kidding.
No, like on my mom's side, we've got
African-American,
African, we've got
actually met his African American relatives recently.
I have a
It's been
second cousin
amazing.
who's like the complete opposite pigmentation of me. Because I'm gonna try not to get canceled here.
Not of him. Of our middle child or oldest
Yeah, we got
child
a
who's
towhead as our middle.
Who's
It's
as
like,
white as like JD, this part of JD's But he's like,
he's got some kind of like
doctorates.
math engineering and something. I don't know.
He's got 2 doctorates.
He's
in,
smart.
Physics and math and in engineering of some kind. He's amazing and just
awesome.
Super supportive. So
yeah,
super
we've got like
happy
every
to raise a
ethnicity
family.
on my mom's
It's,
side
awesome.
covered. Like
we have all of it. It's like
I'm every
colors of the
minority.
rainbow.
I'm every minority.
You check all the boxes. You're like,
yep. What race are you? Yes.
Yeah, he always puts other, and I'm like, that's probably accurate. He should probably put other and put all of the nationalities.
All.
They're like, no, that can't be right. Yep.
No, I'm all of them.
I'm not Durka. They can go fuck themselves.
Stop.
I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping.
Terrible.
Actually, we are going to be stopping. Okay, we need to. It is that time. We're running about an hour and 22 minutes into this, so it's going to be time to start wrapping it up. Meghann, don't go anywhere yet. We're going to do some after the show. I'm going to actually hit record on the board for the after show shit.
Yes. Yeah. Wait, I have something to say. On behalf of women, I know I hate that feminists say that, but on behalf of women, I appreciate the fact that you're giving them a voice and giving them an ear for someone to listen to them, empathize with them, and help them grow from their experiences. So thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. And thank you for your service to our country and your civil service as well.
So I would like to
Now
thank you, Meghann, for coming on. It was an amazing show. I hate to cut it short, but we have to keep it within a certain time frame. We're gonna continue the conversation after.
Why?
This.
We've got the FFA on our ass already?
No, we have a contract with Knucklehead Media and how much they're willing to edit and post.
They'll just cut out 7 minutes of you talking.
They're like,
yeah, just like you blocked me out. But I would like to thank everybody for watching it. Thank everybody for listening. Thank all of our sponsors, especially 5x5. If you are a veteran and you're in the South Texas region, please shoot me a message on my personal page or on the Tales from Barstool page about the Narco Sub screening and veteran networking thing we're doing August 28th.
Mark, you're coming down. You're staying with us.
Yep, and Bobby's staying with us too. So
perfect.
But thank you everybody again. Don't forget to tune in next week. I have no fucking clue who the guest is, so I'm not gonna lie to you. But we're gonna have one, and we'll let you know as soon as we know. Because that's how professional we are. But y'all take
Thank
care.
you.
If you are out watching this and you are drinking, please make sure you find a sober ride home. If not, go fuck yourself. And we love you all.
She might not look that good in the morning, people. Just let her give you a ride home. You don't have to take her in.
Yep.
Just
because you go to bed with a 10 doesn't mean you're going to wake up with a 1.
Public service announcement.
Do a
The more
desert 2
you know.
or a desert 8.
So good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.